I think I had some lip gloss on my teeth. How are you? It's your girl Nell, and we are live here. I better look at the camera. Make that look good. We are live here in the tiny studio. How are you doing? I hope that you are doing well. I am doing well. Yes, I know. I know it's been a while since I've been here in the tiny studio. Look like my picture there is kind of crooked. Let me fix that. Sleep in peace, Mr. Roland, my friend. How are you guys doing? I am doing fine. I'm trying to get this set up right so it looks good. Get the camera set up a little bit there. So y'all can see me. You guys can see me. How you doing, tiny studio guests? I hope that you are having a fantastic Monday. I know it's been a while since your girl has been in the tiny studio. Let me tell you what had happened. I am having a great summer so far. I believe the last time we talked, I told you that I was considering whether or not I was going to register for summer classes. As you guys know, I am currently in school, in grad school. My ultimate goal is to become a PSYD, which is a doctorate, which I will have a doctorate in psychotherapy or clinical psychology. For me, that's all rolled up into the same thing, but not necessarily. So I was going back and forth with whether or not I was going to register for classes for the summer. And I finally decided to go ahead and do so. And so I am in the middle of the summer semester in college or in grad school. And so I had a practicum this semester. And so I just finished it. It was very, very intensive, very, very stressful. I was up studying. I was up early in the morning for the practicum, and then I was up late at night studying. So that cut into my me and you time, and that's why one of the reasons why I haven't been here in the tiny studio. But I finished my practicum yesterday, so that's why I'm here today, yakking it up with you. Not only that, I went home back to my hometown in the D, Detroit, the big D. I was all up in the house in Detroit. Maybe about 3 weeks ago now, at the beginning of June, I was there, and so I stayed with my family in our home in Detroit, and we stayed there for about 5 days. And let me tell you what my family like to do to me. Whenever I say, listen, let's go home to the Big D, and let's go ahead and get our tickets on Delta. And mom and dad, we're going to be over in the first class section, but I don't care wherever you guys want to sit, that's fine, but that's where me and dad going to be at, right? And whenever I say things like that, my family, they start saying, well, we don't want to get on the plane. Mommy, we don't want to ride on the plane. And I tell them all the time, I say, listen, all you have to do is just save up a little bit of money. And when you save up your money, you can get your ticket. And if you get your ticket early, the tickets won't be so much. But my family does not listen to me. So they say, well, we can't afford it. We can't afford to get on the plane. And I'm like, you guys are messing up my first class action. So, of course, this time we had to travel to Detroit, Michigan in a big black Suburban, but it was good. The Suburban, I love that vehicle. It is so comfortable. It is large. You can haul at least 7 people, and that's how many people is in my family. My son, his fiance, and then my other 3 adult children, and my husband. So we piled into the Suburban, and we made that long trip from Florida to the D. And yes, it took us about maybe a day. I don't want to say a day. It took us about 16 hours to get there. We made a couple of stops along the way, but we did. We finally made it. And we had such a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful time in the D. We were there because my parents celebrated their 55th wedding anniversary on June the 7th, which is also Prince's birthday. So we had a great time with my family. We had a wonderful, wonderful time in the D, and we got a chance to do a lot of things. Go, visit our family. Most importantly, we have lots of family in the D, and we got a chance to see our family. We got a chance to just really, truly enjoy ourselves and have a really, really good vacation. And like I said, this was just the beginning of our vacation because we had some other things going on this summer that hopefully I'll be able to take you along so you'll get a chance to hang out with us. With my husband and I, we're planning on heading to Orlando, I think. I think it's Orlando. I think we're going to Orlando in July. I don't know who you guys are. I'm looking in the comments right now and I see some people who are talking about they need money. They're in Pakistan, Israel. I don't know what's going on, but this is Simply Nails Tiny Studio. This is not CNN. This is not MSNBC. This is not Fox News, anything like that. So we talk about crochet on this channel. We talk about Coach on this channel. We talk about thrifted goods on this channel. So listen, I'm not sending any money. I'm not sending any money, So back to what I was talking about. So we had a great time in the D. I just want to say that we had a great time. I just want to send a shout out to my family and my friends. It was so good to see you guys. It was so good to just reconnect. I want to send a special shout out to Miss Dana. I really appreciated visiting with you. I want to send a shout out to my daughter San. I enjoyed seeing you again and hugging on you. I really had a great time. My sister-in-law came by. My nieces came by. They stopped by the house to hang out with us. So I just want to thank everybody for showing my family love. And that's what we were doing. This is what I've been doing. Why I have been missing these past few weeks. I'm trying to think, am I leaving anything out? I don't think so. I don't think I'm leaving anything else out. Anyhow, while I was in the D, I stopped by one of my fave. Oh, and another reason why, a more, personal reason why I haven't been on here in the tiny studio with you in YouTube land is because I had the most insane breakout. I had the most insane breakout on my face and on my lip. And one half of my lip is still healing. One half of my lip, it was probably from, well, it's two reasons. It could have been a little more on the metaphysical side, the reason why I had those breakouts. But I just want to superficially chalk it up to the makeups that I have been using, the foundation and the lip glosses and all of those things that I have been using. So I decided, before I even eased over into thinking about the metaphysical situation of, having a breakout, before I even get there with that, I was like, listen, I need to figure out how I can get my face right again. I am in, as you can see, there's still some remnants, just very, very small remnants of the rash I had that happened because of, could it be foundation or something of that nature? I don't know. But anyhow, what I thought of doing is, and I was going to do this anyway, was I was going to just chuck all of my foundations and the things that I use on my face and start back with using Mary Kay. Now I've been using Mary Kay for, oh wow, let's just say I have been affiliated and adjacent with Mary Kay for years. My grandmother used to wear Mary Kay. So I remember the lady would come by our house and she had this gorgeous pink Cadillac. And she would come by my grandmother's home and she would sell my grandmother, Mary Kay. My grandmother is a really, Mary Kay, that was her. And so I grew up using Mary Kay products. And when I became an adult, I still use Mary Kay products, supported Mary Kay. And then eventually I became a Mary Kay sales associate, independent sales associate. I started doing Mary Kay. And most of my, I can say that I've on and off sold Mary Kay. But, this last time, the last time I sold Mary Kay had to be about, I want to say maybe about 10 years ago or so. And one of the things I love about Mary Kay is not just the fact that their makeup, and I have it on right now, their makeup is everything. Their foundation is everything. Their cleansing, their facial cleansing products is just everything. I am I not only sell, well, I used to sell Mary Kay. I not only sold Mary Kay, but I was I was my own best customer. I was literally my own best customer. I ain't gonna lie to you. So I had, after, I stopped selling Mary Kay, and that had to be, ooh, I want to say 10 years ago, but it had to be, yeah, no, 15 years ago. Anyhow, I had just, I had got in contact with someone to, buy my products from. But for some reason, I wasn't able to get in contact with them. And I just started going to the local drugstore like Walgreens or CVS or something. Or, if I want to be really bougie about it, run over to Macy's and get some what was it I was buying? Some Ebony Fashion Fair, because Ebony Fashion Fair is pretty decent, but I don't like the orange tones of Fashion Fair, so I really don't wear it anymore. So but MAC, I use MAC products, and so Target started selling MAC, but every time I would go to Target to pick up some MAC foundation or cream to powder foundation, they will be out of my color. And that is the problem that I have with all, and let me say it again, all makeup manufacturers, is that they either do not carry my skin type, or when they do, it's in low quantities and always out of stock. Or here's another reason beef I have with retail makeup manufacturers is that when they do carry colors for people of color, the tone is not exactly right. There's always some type of orange in there that make your skin super bright. I mean, I've never worn makeup to look dramatic. I've always worn makeup because I just want something, I just want to enhance my look. That is where I was always coming from with makeup. So like right now, I have on foundation, and that's basically it. But it just enhances my natural look because I want to look natural. So anyhow, I went on Mary Kay's website last week and I purchased I found a representative and I was able to purchase my cream to powder bronzer and some foundation. And let me see if I could put it back into this little square. I forgot that when you're buying these, you have to buy the case separately. So I'm going to order the case tonight. Okay, here is the time wise. So I'm going to order these things. Well, I bought two. I bought this and I bought this. And I bought some Time Wise 4-in-1 cleanser. And, you know, I will go ahead and get some, get the little containers that you're supposed to drop the compact that you're supposed to drop the cream to powder in. So I'll go ahead and get that done. And I'm trying to think, what else? Hi, Rose. Let me see who else is up in here. What's that? Shantanu. What do I sell? Well, basically, I am a crochet artist, or I should say, I'm a crochet and jewelry designer. So I sell jewelry and I sell I sell handcrafted crochet goods. Somebody said, oh, that was a little, I don't know what you mean by that, Top Benji too. I have no idea. But when it comes to a crochet hook, I prefer a 5mm. Somebody says that you have a big A gap. I sure do. It is a family trait. I was blessed with this gap, and in my family we all have gaps. Some have chosen to have their gap closed by wearing braces and whatnot, but over the years I have decided to keep my gap. It is what it is. It's unique to me and I love it. It's who I am. Okay, hello Mr. King, how are you today? So while I was in the D, I went to my favorite thrift store, and the thrift store's name Value World. It used to be called Value Village, and I've noticed that in Canada they have Value Villages there, but here in Detroit it's called Value World, even though sometimes I go ahead and call it Value Village because that's what it was for so many years, and then it transformed to Value World. But anyhow, as usual, I picked up some treasures while I was there. Now, as you know, Simply Nails Tiny Studio, we talk about what? We talk about crochet, we talk about my love of vintage coach and collecting coach, and we also talk about dread love. Yay, 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 yay. I got my dreads on. Of course I do. um, as you probably remember, I had washed my hair and braided it and everything before I left town to go to the D. And so there's still some curl to it. Just a little bit of curl and waves, just a little bit, and that's fine with me. As always, I go through this thing where I'm thinking about whether or not I should go ahead and dye my hair, and I'm just gonna leave it as is. I'm just gonna leave it be. I'm just gonna leave my hair as is and let it, grow out and continue to do what it has to do. And it's still, I want to say it's still salt and peppery, and that's fine. I don't mind that. I don't mind that. I just go through changes sometimes, as any woman does when, it's about her hair. I just go through those changes. So anyhow, I was at Value World and I found some things I want to share with you. So the first thing I want to share is I found this crochet blanket. And it is probably, more than likely, it was a baby blanket. But I know I love this wave pattern. I think the wave pattern is unique and beautiful. And I know someone on in YouTube land knows what this pattern is. If you know what this pattern is, let me know. But I'm sure someone in YouTube land, in the YouTube crochet world, knows exactly what this pattern is called. And I like it. So what I'm thinking about doing is, um, I just felt like as a crochet artist, I felt like I need to go ahead and, pick this particular blanket or Afghan up and keep it in my collection here at home as well, because I know that this took some time. And if I don't know if she used that's what I'm saying. I'm being presumptuous, right? I don't know if the crochet artist who crafted this blanket, I don't know if it seems like it seems like it to me. It seems like they use how many different skeins of yarn? They use colors, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, there are 6 different colors in this baby Afghan. And I believe from just looking at it that perhaps there were 6. This wasn't like a skein of yarn that came, with all the colors within it. Um, it wasn't a multicolored type of skein of yarn. It seems to me as if these were all separate skeins of yarn. So, that in itself, that's, a lot of work, and um, it takes time, and it takes skill to be able to vary the colors, to switch the colors, change colors in a crochet project. And it looks very, very, very good. And I felt that I should give it a home. And I did. The border, to me, it looks as if the border is, I'm thinking that every time I look at this border, I think that I think it's single crochet. I think this is a single crochet border. And the single crochet border goes all the way around, of course. And with my crochet goods, what I do is after I add the border, which is this part right here, then I'm adding something else. So I'm either adding maybe 2 or 3 borders, and then on top of those borders, I'm adding some type of ruffle, some type of design to it to set my work apart. So when someone sees my work, and they'll be able to say, oh, that is a Blue Lotus heel design Afghan. At least that's my intent. But I purchased this, and it was for $5. And then I got a little discount on it for joining the Village World membership club. And, at first I was like, why would I do that? I'm only going to shop here, maybe once a year or twice a year when I go home to visit. So I really don't need to have, join their club. But then, like she told me, I could get, 10 to 20% off of my purchases just by being a member of a member of the Value World Club. So I said, well, why not? Being a member of the club, the next time I come visit, or I go visit the D, which will probably be in another 4 months, then, I'll head on over to Value World, and hey, maybe I'll see something else cool there and pick it up for an additional 20 to 25% off, which is fine with me. So, I purchased some other things, 2 other things. The first thing that caught my eye was this tea cup and saucer. Here's the teacup. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that design. It has some type of ribbing right here. Can you see that? And it reminded me of the teacups that my grandmother has. And then look at that cute Look at that cute, the bottom of the teacup. Isn't that pretty? Look at that. Here's the inside. And then on the back, it has the stamp of Lofton China. See if you can see that. So I've seen these on the secondhand market. You can usually find them for maybe $20 or less. Yes, Leah, it is China. And it says it's hand painted. And here's the saucer. I just love that design. The design with the little leaflets in them on the side. Isn't that pretty? Okay, here's the back of it. And that's the price. I believe this set cost me what? I want to say $1.30 something cents or something. And then I went ahead and got the membership. So, you know, probably cost me less than $1 for both. But I just thought that this was so cute. And what I intend to do is I intend to wash it. Of course, I'm going to hand wash it. And when I drink tea, I'm going to, and you know, that's my thing. I like really cute and, you know, fanciful things. And I have them around my house. But many of the things that I have can be used. And so that's my thing. You know, why not use the beautiful things that we have? Because that's what life is all about. It's about enjoying yourself, being happy, living within grace. And so that is my goal, is to use the beautiful things that I acquire and that I collect. And so if they have more than one purpose than just to look beautiful, right? Right. Now, here is something that I came across that ordinarily I would not have picked up, right? Yes. What is it? It is this. It is a bicentennial plate. It says United States of America, 1776 bicentennial to 1976. Then it has the eagle inside. When I looked at it, it's in perfect condition. You have to forgive the way it looks because it's been sitting in a it's been sitting wrapped up, you know, in my great room. And you know, just for this moment when I decided to come on live to show you guys. But you may say, why did you pick up this bicentennial plate from, you know, and you remember the bicentennial was in 1976. And in 1976, I remember it very well. I was 9 in 1976. Mm-hmm. Yes, I was 9. And I remember the bicentennial and all the celebrations and things that was surrounding it. And since I'm from Detroit, Michigan, we even had a special license plate. And I remember that on our car for the bicentennial. It was a Michigan thing in celebration of the bicentennial. So all drivers had that license plate. But I do remember the festivities. It's like raised pressed glass. There's that eagle. So you may say, Nell, why did you buy a plate from the bicentennial? Well, let me tell you why. I was watching Dr. Lori. She does antiques appraisals and she goes around. You can find her here on YouTube. And Dr. Lori, she has a PhD in art. And she goes around to different places like the Goodwill, antique stores, and things like that. And she'll tell you, you know, if you look at, she picks up the items and she will tell you what certain items could go for on the secondhand market, and she'll also tell you the value of, you know, the value of it if you plan to put it on the secondhand market, or if you plan to use it for yourself. I also watch Lady Mary Beth as well. So the reason why I picked up this plate is because Dr. Lori has been continuously saying on her shows, when she come across items such as this, and she says that, you know, there is another I think it's not a bicentennial, it's a tricentennial. I don't know what it is, but it's coming up in 2 years in 2026, right? So all the items from the bicentennial of 1976 are going to be on the market, and they will appreciate greatly. So when I saw this plate that had the, from the bicentennial, it had the 1776 to the 1976 on it, I automatically knew this is what Dr. Lori was talking about. She said, if you find that in a store, grab it, because it's going to be worth maybe 100 times what it's worth currently now. And I was like, I remember what Dr. Lori said. And so I bought this plate for $3.83. Of course, because I became a member of Value World, that particular day, I got maybe 20% off of this plate, right? So I walked away. This plate probably cost $3, you know, but me, I'm going to clean it up, put it back on the shelf in my great room, and I'm going to put it in a place where if the worst have, you know, if a hurricane comes through, it's still going to be in a safe position, you know? So because I want to put it on the market in 2 years and see what happens. And see, that's one of the great things about thrifting and antiquing, is because you find great things. You find great items. You can find, if you're into reselling items, if you have like your own Etsy shop, or you have a shop on eBay, you know, you can supplement your income by, you know, reselling things. However, you just have to be a little educated about some of the items that we see in the Goodwill, or at the Salvation Army, or at any antique spot that you like to, you know, you may want to frequent, like I used to all the time in Detroit. Here in Tampa, Florida, it's been a little difficult for me to find the places that I want to really get into, but I am planning on dedicating this summer to really, you know, getting out here and looking for places, or looking at things, antique spots, secondhand shops, consignment places, just really getting out here. And because I love those type of things. I believe in sustainability, number one, but I love beautiful things. And I love the fact that when an item is made, you know, when it was made like 20, 30, well, let's not do this. Um, things, there are a lot of things that were built before I was born. And I was born in the late 60s, the mid 60s. And those things, those items were made not just to be, they were made not just for you to look at, but they were made for you to use as well. But the idea was that it could be passed down from one generation to the next generation. And that is the beauty of antique goods, of finding something that's, antique from back, let's say in the 20s or 30s to all the way up to, modern mid-century. All of those things were just well made. Some of the things that we have today are made from, plywood, fake wood. They're made to break down in a few years, is what I'm saying. When you bought a bed back in the day, my parents still have my sister and I, they still have our bunk beds. And that was from the 70s. You know what I'm saying? So there are a lot of things that was manufactured to last. They were built to last. And when you find them and that's another thing that I do. And I tell everybody to do this too. When you go out and when you go looking for furniture, and you say, okay, I just moved to this place. I need a sofa, a love seat, some chairs. I need some end tables. I need a dining room table and chairs. I need all these things. Why would you go to your local furniture store and spend thousands and thousands of dollars for new furniture that is going to break down in less than 10 years? Think about it. I know, because I did it. I did it until I started going antiquing and going to the thrift stores and really figuring out what my style is. What do I like? I am a person where I like classic things. I love lines. I love curves. I'm more of a mid-century modern person with a little eclectic design. That's who I am. So the things that I love, and it has to be functional, because I have at the time when I really started getting into antiquing, I had a robust family. I was raising children. So it had to be functional. It had to function. It had to be built a certain way. And on top of that, it had to be beautiful. And so I knew what my style was. And so I started looking, and that's how I started acquiring furniture for my home. I would go to antique stores. I would go to consignment stores. I would go to places like Value World. I would go to the Goodwill. In Detroit, we had the Salvation Army. Oh, we had a Salvation Army here in Florida. I would go to Salvation Army. I would go to estate sales. Let me tell you something about a good estate sale. You can furnish, or you can stock your kitchen and your bathroom by going to a good estate sale. Do you know how many antique sheets that I have? I know you probably don't care. Antique sheets, or I should say antique linen, that I use and I am using right now in my home. Estate sales. A lot of cookbooks, things for my kitchen, different utensils, pots, all of that stuff. You can find them at a really, really good estate sale. You just have to really know the area that you're going, the estate sale is in. Then you will have a pretty good idea of what you may find. But that is what I started learning. I started saying, hey, I can furnish my house by going to estate sales and going to the Goodwill and heading up. In the area that I lived in Detroit, we had like maybe 4 or 5 antique shops within a 10-minute radius of my home. So I was always there on Saturday. I had an antique boutique that was maybe situated around a quarter from my house. So I was always walking to the store to see what I could find. I bought a lot of blue and white and depression glass from the antique store. That was up the street from my house. All I had to do was walk there. you know. But I would tell anyone who is starting out, you starting out with your first apartment, your first condo, you're newly married, you just bought a house, before you go to these big box stores to purchase furniture, go find a good estate sale, find a good consignment shop, go to the Goodwill, go to your local thrift store, check out these, go to the Salvation Army. Let me tell you, my neighborhood Salvation Army, child, let me tell you, the furniture that is at my local Salvation Army, some good stuff. And when I say good stuff, I'm not talking about, I'm talking about name brand things at the Goodwill store. I mean, at the Salvation Army, in excellent condition, because those make furniture makers, they were in the business of making sure that their furniture lasted. They had real carpenters and craftsmen there to fix things. I have a antique bureau in my bedroom made out of cherry oak. I found that at my neighborhood Salvation Army. And I'm trying to think, I want to say it was made by Thomasville. I know my husband's going to say, no, it's not Thomasville, but I think it is really handcrafted. It is just so beautiful. And I bought that at my local Salvation Army for, guess what? I went on a Saturday, and on Saturdays, the furniture is half off at the Salvation Army. Yes, check your local Salvation Army to find out what their half off days on furniture is. But my Salvation Army's half off on furniture days is Saturday. And so I went up there that Saturday. I saw that bureau, 6 drawers. I think it's 6, or is it 8? Because as usual, whenever I bring new furniture into our bedroom, my husband confiscates all the drawers. Go figure that. Now, you would think that I would be the person that would confiscate all the drawers, right? Wrong. You would think that I have the most clothes, right? Wrong. No. My husband, yes, he has the most clothes. And because, really he subscribes to the Florida lifestyle. So he is more so, he's going to have on a t-shirt, he's going to have on some jeans, or he's going to have some shorts on. So that's his whole aesthetic. And then where he, the firm that he works in, it's casual. So he's going to be wearing a pair of slacks, and, a button down shirt, and that's going to be it. So that's his entire wardrobe. And that is just the casual side. When it comes to, him having suits, and more suits. That man dresses when he dresses. When he wants to put on a suit, he can put on a suit with the accessories. So, when I got this new dresser, I'm thinking, well, now, the old dresser, I was only down to what? I had 2 drawers. And I was like, look, we need something bigger and better so that we can, share this bureau together. Like I said, I think that bureau has 8. I think it has 8 drawers. Let me tell you how many my husband has. No, let me tell you how many I have in that bureau. 2. And when he watched this, he's going to be like, Nell, you're not right. I have 2 drawers in that bureau. Can you believe that? Just 2. I thought we were going to split them, I would at least get 3 or 4. And do you know that still does not house or contain all of the things that he has, because he is a sports guy. So the sports that, he really loves, like the San Francisco 49ers, the Detroit Lions, the Detroit Pistons, the Detroit Tigers, University of Michigan, Michigan State, things like that, you know, whenever he goes shopping, or whenever we travel back to Detroit, those are the things that he's picking up. And he's picking up t-shirts and different sports apparel that's related to the teams that he loves. And in Michigan, that would be, Michigan State, UM, the Pistons, the Tigers, the Lions. So he has all of that. And then he has the San Francisco gear, which is shirts, jackets, hats. Oh, and we don't even want to get into the hats, because there's hats galore in my bedroom. Hats. When I say hats, he has it. He has the hats, because that's his aesthetic. That's who he is. He's a sports guy. He was a jock in high school. So, you can always see him around wearing, a jersey with some type of number on it from his favorite team, which is probably going to be the Lions, the Pistons, or the Niners. So, but what I'm trying to say is, when I purchased that bureau, I got it half off at the Salvation Army. It's made of real cherry oak. It was heavy as hell. I didn't have to pick it up, and neither did my husband, but my two sons did. And they were like, "Mom, this is heavy." But anyhow, I believe it only cost me, I think it was $80. I think it was 80. I don't think I spent more than $100 on that bureau. I think it was about $80. And so it was worth it, because I know with Brad's Hardware, I know that when either one of my children who are here now, my adult children, decide to move into their own, condo or apartment or whatever, I'm just going to gift it to them. I know my husband's going to be like, "Wait a minute, what's going to happen to my clothes?" But you know what I'm trying to say. I'm saying that, it's made to pass down. Furniture from, back in the day. I mean, you can't find something like that anymore. You as a consumer, you cannot expect to go into your local big box store and buy or lease a house full of furniture and believe it's going to be with you in 10 years. You just can't. You cannot think that. You cannot believe that, because it's not. And that's why shopping at your consignment stores, shopping at your estates, at estate sales, shopping at the Goodwill, shopping at the Salvation Army, or wherever it is that you like to thrift, sometimes that's the best thing. I'm telling you, I have furnished a whole house from estate sales, from Salvation Army, from the Goodwill, from Value World, and I cannot, I have a video from my, somewhere in my playlist of my favorite consignment store here in Tampa. And it's called, Design Marketplace. I think that's the name I think it's called Design Marketplace. It's a consignment store. And the reason why I have issues with remembering or recalling the name is because when I lived in Temple Terrace, which is a suburb of Tampa, I lived there when my favorite consignment store first opened, and they went by a totally different name. And then they grew and moved to Seminole Heights. And so they changed the name. After they moved, they changed the name of their store. And so that's my favorite consignment store. And they have so much antique stuff in there. It's ridiculous. And then they specialize in mid-modern or mid-century furniture. And so you will find some of the best solid pieces to put in your home when you shop there. So that is what I've been doing. I know I've been talking. My hubby just came in. He's going to see this video and he's going to see me talking about how I only have 2 dressers and that big bureau over there, but that's okay. How you doing, honey? You doing fine? You have a good day? Yeah. You did. I love you. Yeah, some pain. Okay. All right, we'll take care of it. My hubby said he's in some pain because he's suffering from the neuropathy that happened to him or occurred because of the chemotherapy and the radiation he was taking during his cancer treatment. So we're hoping that the neuropathy is going to eventually disappear. But his chemotherapy stopped in February, and this is June, so it's probably going to take some time for the neuropathy to go away. So he says he's in a little pain. So I'm going to head on out. So thank you so much for, spending time with me today. And thank you so much for just indulging me as I talk about some of the things that I really, really love, Oh, here, I want to tell you guys this real quick. I just ordered a Coach bag, and I don't think it's not a vintage Coach bag, but I see pieces from time to time that I want to invest in, and I'm going to try this particular year out. It is a Coach, I want to say it's a Coach Bandit bag. It's a hobo style tote, and my hubby and we're going away in July for our 35th wedding anniversary, and I'm trying to get my wardrobe together because I am a fashionista, and so hey, I have to have my bag. When I pack my bags, I pack my bags. So I saw this. I had my eye on the Coach Hobo Bandit and another Coach bag. I believe this Coach bag was crafted in 2017, I want to say, and it's another bag that I liked that was part of the Coach line in 2021, but I'm not sure what it is. I have to think about that. If I find a picture, I will post it in the community tab. But anyhow, the price was right. I was able to haggle with the seller to get the price that I really wanted because, even though, I am a diva, a fashionista, I like beautiful things. I just don't like paying that beautiful cost. You know what I'm saying? I like to get things on a discount. And besides, as I said, I'm all for sustainability. So, sustainability also means I want to sustain my coins in my wallet. Okay, I'm going to let you guys go. I'm going to take care of the hubby here, make sure that he is eating something really good and healthy and nourishing. And I'm going to take care of his pain management. And in the meantime, if you have not already liked and subscribed to Simply Nails Tiny Studio, please go ahead and do so now. Thank you. I am not going to do what I usually do, which is pause here and allow you to do that and then end the show or end my live. I'm just going to trust in that you are going to take care of that little bit of housekeeping on your own. I believe in you. Okay, so what do I need to say to close up? I am hoping that I'll be able to get back on track with regular videos. My videos usually drop here in the Tiny Studio on Wednesdays and Fridays. Sometimes on Saturdays I go live. Lately I've just been going live because, why not? Why not? I find that going live is better than actually filming because I get to talk to you guys and do it extemporaneously, which is off the top of my head. It's not anything that I've practiced or rehearsed or, I planned out or anything. No, it's just me talking, just yakking. And that is about it. I think I've got I think I've done my housekeeping. So now it's time for you to do your housekeeping and like and subscribe, right? So I'm your girl, Nail. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, please drop down in the comment section and let me know your feelings about today's live. Would you rather for me to go live as opposed to just doing straight up videos? Let me know. That would be something that we could talk about. The next time you see me, I'll be letting you know or giving you an update on some crochet things. I'll also do well, maybe not. Well, I probably have to because it's going to be a coach. It's a coach that's coming, so I'll do a coach video to give you a review of the bag that I just purchased. All right then, so I am out of here. It is getting later. It is 55 minutes past the hour. And I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful Monday. And I hope you allow this video to bring some sunshine into your life and into your week. I'm your girl, Nail. See you later. Bye-bye.
And a wrap. That's a wrap. Right?
I'm trying to make it a wrap.